of our programs is also in there. Do you mind if you pull up a chair at all?
Oh, no. Whatever you guys need to do, we're here to talk about your robot. Spend the next 10 or 15 minutes talking about your robot. We'll ask questions as we need to. Hopefully, the system runs. If you have anything prepared for us, the floor is yours.
So, this is our robot, Horus. Originally raw, but we had to change it at the end of the district competition. So we had a totally new design. Well, not totally. We had the exact same chassis. But so, our robot was a debate design between a 2-motor chassis and a 3-motor chassis. I chose the 3-motor chassis because it was more robust and it was used we saw it being used last year and it was working really well. We chose the large wheels because they are fast and also they would get across the gap between the ramp and the transitions table. And last year, we saw that sometimes the axles would bend out under the weight of the robot. So this year we added some parts on the side to support the axles, and that causes it to drive straighter. Our original robot at the local tournament was named Raw, and he did really well because we won the robot tables and we moved on with the Champions Award. At our next competition, we didn't do so well on the tables, so we decided to have a meeting to decide the fate of our old robot, Raw. We decided to have a whole new robot, Horus. This is him, and but he has the same wheel dimensions and the same 3-motor chassis because we didn't want to have to redo all of our programming in the time available.
After lots of tests with multiple wheels, we decided on this back wheel because it ran in the straightest line and met the point that we wanted it to. And also on the bottom here, we have what we call squeals, which are like ski wheels, and it helps us balance on transitions.
Well, we use a starting gate because it yields consistent results and allows for less human error. Our original starting gate was red. It was elaborate and it broke in a weird line and it was really hard to fix. Our new starting gate is simple, elegant, and it breaks in a straight line. So in the case of a break, we can easily put it back together. This piece we use when we rotate the gate in the base. And
Can you show us how to use it?
sure. Yeah. So we put it like this normally. And yeah. Then we put this
do these challenges.
for sideways, we put it like that. And this is an extra 1/2-inch measurement piece that we use on the medicine bottles program.
So do you just have a plow? Right here. Our plow is the same as it was last year, but not last year. Last competition. Thank you. But last time it was attached to our motor, and it's really limited its usage. So now we attach them with removable axles down here. Oh yeah, they're right here. So that we can use our plow more wisely. And we have this extension to help us with the similarity bar by using our plow. We also have these extensions. This one helps us put the cardiovascular machine twice, and this one helps double our chances of knocking down the small video chat.
For the bowling, for our old competition, we used to have a chute that went on the robot that the chute would go down and hit the ball near the pins. But since we have our new robot, we have a motor in the front that goes up like this and holds the bowling ball in place and knocks it down near the pins. There's a red head up here that is used to direct the ball before it hits the pins. And then for when we do the red quilts, we have our attachment that we used the last time because it was so good. It slides in the plow and stays and has the quilts stay in place when we set it there.
So then that'll stay on the board when you deliver it? Okay.
Yes.
We have a color sensor on the front right of our robot
to follow and find lines. At our last competitions, it was in the middle back right here, but we decided to move it because it could only line follow backwards. Also, on our poster, all of our new updated stuff is yellow, or like the pictures are mounted on yellow, and everything that's old for raw is not.
So why could the color sensor only follow backwards?
Because of its position in the back, we weren't able to line follow forwards because it was in the middle back of our robot. We stuck it there, not realizing that we would only be able to line follow backwards. We saw a hole in the robot, so we wanted to consume that space.
Because there's this part of the chassis that's with this piece here. There's a hole that the color sensor or the light sensor fits in perfectly, but because it's in the back half of the robot, it can't line follow like this. So it has to line follow like this.
Because it sways out too much because
Yeah.
it's centered in the back.
And then that limited our chances of line following more often.
So what brought you to use it? Because now you were saying it was in the back center, now it's sort of on the right side in the front. So why didn't you keep it in the center?
Well, because, okay, we put it on the right side, so when we're line following, we can line follow past the cardiovascular machine, and with this pipe we can click it. But when it was in the center, our whole robot would hit the machine and it would knock it over.
Okay, I got you. Leave you more room, don't want to knock it to pieces.
Also, we couldn't put it in the center because we needed to attach our plow to the center so that we get.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about your programming? Sort of who did the programming, or did everyone do it?
Actually, everybody did some programming.
Oh, Emily, Alex, you guys want to say that?
Sure. Ricky is the lead programmer, but that doesn't mean that he does all the programming. Like, all of us have done at least some of the programming on the boards.
One program, or 1/3 of the board.
We split up the board into 3 different sectors: the middle, the west, and the east sides. And so we had the alpha team, team A, and the team number 1.
Where no one's a big.
Yeah, no one's big. And so each team came out with a program or multiple programs to get as many challenges done on that side.
On their part of the board.
Or yeah.
So the team effort.
So are all your missions set up into different programs?
No,
No.
we've combined missions. The most missions in any run is the first run, and that does, what would that be, 4?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, 4. It does 4 missions.
3.5.
Well,
yeah,
it
yeah,
pushes the dog, but it doesn't get it to base. And then we have the bowling. Also does the video chat over there, and we try and combine as much as possible so that the